Okay, today we are going to introduce a strategy, and it is called Strategy Harvest. First, Ms. Teague and I are going to model, as well as some of you that did eventually get the answer, what was one of the most important things for the question? Only one number each. What else did you have to make sure? Bryson.
That you were using those numbers.
That you were using those numbers. Jada. That you were following the order of operations.
I think one of the reasons we chose Strategy Harvest was because we wanted the kids to see the different ways that they could solve the same type of problem and share their solutions.
Right.
And they had never done it before.
Here is Strategy Harvest. You'll have one of these pages. And so Miss Teague and I both completed the problem. 1 plus 3 times 6 divided by 2 equals 4 times 5 minus 8. And when I worked this, I couldn't make it come out the same. So I decided for me, I needed to add before I multiplied. Just took it upon myself. It said make them equal. So I added parentheses with my numbers to make sure that I could add before I multiplied and divided. 12 equal 12 on mine? Yes. Did I use all my numbers only one time? Yes. Yes. So now I'm going to let Miss Teague show you her strategy.
Okay, so the way Strategy Harvest works when you do this in a little while is you will find partners to partner up with and find out what their strategy is. You also give them feedback on their strategy. So the first thing I'm going to say to Mrs. Junkins is, what a neat idea to add in parentheses to help follow the order of operations. She kind of made that problem work for her, didn't she? And what was even neater is I saw some of you do the same thing. When you do this, and you find a partner to find out what their strategy was in solving the problem, you'll write their name up here. So I'll write mine. This is Teague's strategy, and this is the way I solved it. And I didn't add parentheses. I didn't think of that one. So now, let's check mine to make sure I did it correctly. On the left side of the equal sign, what would I do first?
8 times 6.
8 times 6, which is?
48.
What's 48 divided by 4?
12.
Plus 1?
13.
13. Okay. On this side of the equal sign, what would I do first?
5 times 3
Is?
15.
Take away 2 is?
Oh my gosh.
Would you like to give me feedback on my strategy?
Yes, I think you did a great job.
Oh, that's feedback?
You did a great job. She followed order of operations. I started low. If you notice on mine, I started all low, and she had her highest ones, almost all of her high ones in the top one. So I didn't think that way.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so what do you notice about her strategy?
She started off with big numbers.
She did. She started off with large numbers. What else? She used parentheses in order to do what? Okay, what kind of feedback might you give Tatum on her strategy?
She got it right. Good job.
Okay, good job. You got it right. It was a good idea to add the parentheses in there. Okay, do you want to put yours up? Because I think yours is different from all of these, right? Okay, so Jada says hers both equal. What kind of feedback do you have for Jada?
Good job. I like the way you did it.
All right, there's one thing I want Jada to tell you that she had to switch around. Do you remember what you had to switch around?
Yeah, I had to switch around 6 and 2.
All right, she had to switch around the 6 and the 2 because why? What did you realize?
2 can't do it. Yeah, because you can't do it because, like, if I wanted to divide it, 2 would have to go in the house.
Okay, she had to switch them around because she realized the way she had it, 2 was going to end up inside the house, and she knew it wasn't going to work out that way. So she said, oh, I've got to switch those around.
We started off with something that was familiar to them.
And I think
And then you and I
modeling,
modeled it.
I think modeling was a good thing for them because they could see it.
Right.
And they're not used to giving each other feedback, and that's part of the strategy. And so watching us give each other feedback and then having students come up and share their answers on the board and having the class practice giving feedback was another piece that made that lesson successful for the kids.
And that's definitely, with Strategy Harvest, modeling is definitely something, because I think if you don't model, they're going to think there's only one way, and that's not. Some think that if it's not the same way, it's wrong. And so by modeling that, both of us had different ways of getting to the answer, and giving that feedback was good for them.
Right.
You going to choose the 50,000 gold coins, and if so, why? Or are you going to choose the one magical coin that doubles every day for 28 days, and why? Now, two important things when we start changing up to share our strategies. One thing is you're providing your person with information, evidence, reasons, which is their strategy, right? What's the second thing you have to do? What's the second thing? You have to give comments or feedback. You have to see if what they did was correct, like the comments, I made sure that Miss Teague followed order of operations yesterday, or she liked the fact that I had used parentheses. So you need to give feedback as well as your strategy. Now, if Jada was my partner, okay, Jada would hand me her paper. I would write my name here. I would write my strategy. And once Jada finished writing hers on my page, we would discuss the two strategies. Or Jada can explain hers to me, but she still got to write the strategy she used to figure it out. Okay? Any questions?
Okay. How did you get what you got? And what did
I
you
haven't
get?
even told you our strategy yet.
Okay, well,
Let me write down my strategy and I'll explain it at the same time.
am I supposed to write down mine?
Yeah, you write down yours and then I'll read yours and tell you feedback. And I'll write down mine. Which one did you choose?
The one. What did you choose?
The magical coin, because I'll tell you one in a minute.
That's basically the same thing. Okay, so you added them. You added them all?
Yes.
Oh, I times them by 2.
That'd be easier if I just did it the hard way.
Because it would go 2 and whatever you did, and then you got the answer, and then you times the answer by 2.
You times it by 2. And that was, I don't really know how to give feedback, so.
But you did a really good job. I didn't think of that way.
I didn't think of that way.
Well,
I just did it the hard way.
I did, but it seemed pretty hard.
Yeah, you had to do it up to 28 days, and the number that I got was like 69 numbers.
Times or add? I times by 2. Me too. I think mine's right because me and Miss Junkins got the same answer. You got, that's your answer? Yeah, me and her got the same answer.
Yes.
I think times is right. Wait, I don't see how you got. I agree because you get more than 50,000 coins and shit like that. Yeah, and I like your strategy because I would rather get the one magical coin because on the 19th day you would have 524,028 You were only supposed to go to 50,000.
No, she said once I pass 50,000, keep on going.
I stopped at 60-something thousand on the 16th day.
When you get 1, you start from 1,
and you add one more to another answer. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4, and then you go on, and then I got the answer. 211-320-111-10508. Okay, tell me what you done off the top of your head.
I did a T-chart.
Abigail on a T-chart.
I did exactly what you did. You know I did. You were
I
like,
know. So you done the same?
You need to write down your strategy in your way.
This is your way. You write down
This lesson we were dealing with expressions and exponents, order of operations. Strategy harvest helped us by showing the kids. I mean, it's like a map. We can all go to Disney World and we can all take a different route, see different things, but in the end up in the same spot. And we wanted to show the kids that.
Right.
With this, that the kids could. There was no particular way to get the right answer as long as they justified their reasoning.
Right. And I think that with using the strategy harvest, when we started off with the order of operations problem, we gave them something they were familiar with,
Right.
since they had already done that unit. And they could solve that problem numerous ways. So it was very interesting to see the different ways that they solved the problem.
Right.
And then going to the magic coin problem was interesting to see who actually used the exponential form to solve the problem and who solved it in other ways as well.
Well, I think it was good for them to see that too, because I think too often they think there's only one way in math to get to a certain answer, and they were able to see that they still agreed with whatever choice they chose on the Genie problem, but arrived at it different ways, and that was good for them to see that.
When I got an answer,
Uh-huh.
I added the same number to it
Why did you add the same number to it?
because it was double.
What made you decide to double it?
Because every time it multiplies it by 2.
Okay. What in the problem made you decide to multiply it by 2?
The magic coin.
The magic coin. Okay. Jada.
Every time I got an answer, I just timed it by 2.
So you multiplied it by 2 each time. Okay. Caroline. 2 to the 28th power. So we have powers or exponents. We have just doubling our answer. And we have multiplication. Did anybody come up with something different?
I think it was that aha of seeing that they traveled different ways, but in the end had the same result. I think it was that aha with them.
And I noticed that as they started sharing their answers, some of them had that aha of, oh, maybe the one magic coin would be a better choice than taking the $50,000 up front. And I think I really noticed that when they were giving each other feedback, and I could hear them say, maybe that one is a better one.
Yeah.
Because they are looking at someone else's work and listening to their explanation.
Because when you just look at the problem, having one coin and it doubles for 28 days or that $50,000, they automatically are like, ooh, 50,000. So, yeah, that was pretty good for them.
Mm-hmm. So one thing that I've learned is that these strategies are helping students in math become mathematically literate. They can read in math class, they can write in math class, and they can talk about the math. And all of those 3 pieces combined are helping them understand the math content better.
Mm-hmm. It's making it real for them. They're gaining ownership of it, I guess you could say.